Beautiful.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches. Not to be confused with Books and
Betches.
It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah, you could have been you could have been an actual song.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
A fucking idiot. A fucking
Maria.
idiot.
That's
Maria.
Erica, and that's
Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex, and we suck at it. That's quadruple S.
Yeah, I was
going to
say we're a quadruple S podcast.
This week, we're talking about... What are we doing this week? Britney Spears?
It's Britney Betch.
woman in me.
Britney Spears' book. Oh,
What?
there's so many things I need to talk about this book. Have a conversation. I'll be right back.
Are we keeping the cameras rolling?
Yes, keep
talking
everything
about?
rolling. I'll be right back.
Okay. This is not planned, by the way. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Well, Erica has glasses now, and I like them a lot.
Yeah, so I took my eyesight was like not doing well at night, and I realized that my driving was like not great at night.
Oh.
Well, not my driving, but like my vision
You
while
just didn't
driving.
feel comfortable. Yeah.
And I was like, this is not as good as it used to be. So then I
Right.
was like, all right, let's pull the Band-Aid off and see what's
yeah,
what.
I'm at that point where I don't know if I'm going to be able... Oh! I can't believe this is happening. For those of you who cannot see us, Kristen brought aluminum foil hats.
Tinfoil hats,
Tinfoil
baby.
hats.
We had to put the tinfoil hats on for this episode. If you're
I
not
don't-
watching,
I don't know if I wanted a tinfoil hat.
if you're not watching, go to YouTube.
Kristen was making them for me and her. I don't know about
I don't
Maria.
think I was part of this conversation.
You could take it off if you don't believe.
I don't think I believe.
Again, if you're not watching, go to YouTube, type in Books and Betches. You'll see these hats that I worked really hard on. Not really.
It
It
looks
took
like
about
penises on our head.
Yeah, it's great. So the reason I brought out the tinfoil hats is because I
Which is great
am
for an audience.
There's a lot
fully-
of theory
I'm
behind Britney.
fully invested in the Britney
He's
Spears
falling off
is
my head.
dead theory.
Zena?
Every single time I want to like fully commit to it, I see a video that's like, you're a fucking idiot if you think this. And then I see another video being like, how do you think that she's not dead? And I just like ping pong back and forth between thinking like, there's no way that she's not dead, and being like, wow, I was a fucking idiot for thinking she is dead.
Okay.
I mean, she has to be
Like
dead.
I ping pong back every day.
And maybe not dead, but she's somewhere that's not in the public eye.
Do you think there are celebrities that fake their own death?
Yeah.
This
Like
is not the
Tupac?
episode for me.
Tupac's dead. Let it go.
Okay.
Tupac's dead.
Well,
Let it go.
Elvis? You think Elvis died?
Elvis is would be so old right now, so he's dead no,
No,
matter
but
what.
I'm saying like
Do you
When
think
he
he
died,
faked his
yes,
death?
I know. I think he died. I think I maybe not fake their own death.
Marilyn?
Dead.
Marilyn was killed.
Britney?
That's different.
Yeah, Marilyn. was
Britney
killed.
might be dead. But this is the opposite of faking your own death, isn't it? Because
So, okay,
this is being dead and
Let's
nobody
talk a little
knowing.
bit about how this relates to the book. So
Are we gonna do this in a
basically,
second?
the book was not the person who wrote this book
Correct.
did not meet with Britney Spears
Correct.
Who
to
says
write
this?
book. The
Uh,
ghostwriter.
The TikTok girl that I saw.
No, the ghostwriter.
The
Oh, he
ghostwriter
said
said this.
He said he didn't meet with Britney to write the book.
Okay.
I saw a TikTok about it, so I don't know.
This is where the problem lies.
But yeah, that is where the problem lies. You get TikTokers being like, "This is the truth. This is the truth," and it's like, "Is
Okay,
it the
but
truth?"
to
and
be
I'm
fair-
like, cite your sources. Where's the
to
bibliography?
be fair, people have shown her videos. Like, you could tell there are spots where definitely green screened. You could see reflections in windows
Yes.
of people. Like, it. A lot of her videos on Instagram, which I think is where all of these theories stem from, is her weird ass Instagram, seem like something weird is happening. And maybe
her videos
that's just
are
who she is.
weird.
very weird. Like, I'm actually kind of worried about her. The book. Okay, let's get into the book. We could take our tinfoil
Yeah, I
hats
was gonna
off.
say like.
I just needed that to say that I think she's dead.
Okay.
And I say that like not seriously at all because, like I said, I watched some
But
TikToks
again,
and now I believe.
No, again, it's like you want to believe it because you see like evidence of like some weird situation. Like the big one is her videos that are really weird on TikTok
Yeah.
or on Instagram. Like it looks like AI, like her face is not actually on the thing.
There's a lot
And
of
that
weird
there's
shit.
like a lot of like weird things that are going on in her videos that make you believe that like she's not actually the person. The conservatorship, all of it, like when you add it all up, you're like, there is something not right here.
Yeah.
And even when you think about the actual even reading this book, right? Like reading about her side of the conservatorship, it's also like to me when I read this, I like didn't add up. You know what I mean? I was just kind of like, yeah, but like do you know how hard it is to get a conservatorship put on you?
Really? I don't know
I
anything
mean,
about
you're
it.
literally like taking your people's rights away.
Right.
It's like hard to take. Like even like my grandma has dementia right now, and it's so fucking hard.
Yeah,
to
but
take somebody's rights away.
You're comparing normal citizens with somebody who has a lot of power and a lot of like money.
But she has more power than her dad did.
Yeah, but I mean, at that time he was already using most of her money, and I feel like it comes down to like money talks, and that's like taking advantage of somebody who has a mental problem. And she wasn't at the capacity, I don't think, to fight for herself at that time.
No, but that's why the conservatorship was put into place.
Exactly.
But like, it's not easy to take somebody's rights away.
Right.
So
But
like, what was happening behind the scenes without our knowledge had to be worse than what we even know.
that's the thing. I think that
Which I feel like this is what the book misses.
I think
is
that
like,
well, it's her side. Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. There's 3 parts of every story.
I was just gonna say
your side, their side, and the
truth.
truth.
I was going to say this, and I don't want to stick up for Britney's family because I think they're disgusting monsters.
Oh, absolutely. Britney's a victim.
Yeah, 1,000%.
1,000,000%.
And I want to put that on the line right
Yes.
here. But I do agree that I think there is more to the story than any of us are ever going to actually know. And we can't take it from Britney's mom and her book, and we can't take it from Britney's book because those are 2 different stories.
Perspectives.
2 perspectives. But I do think that like her family completely fucked her over, and it's so sad that this was the life that she ended up
It's so
having.
sad.
It's very, very sad.
This little piece that I heard one time, this will ring true to you, and like it changed how I look at how people view me sometimes. And when I was reading this book, I was thinking it the whole time. Is you will always be the villain in somebody else's story.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single time.
Absolutely.
Because, and like the way that she talked about Justin Timberlake, and like, she's like, he was such a fucking asshole, and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, he was a 22-year-old kid.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
I
not
was
an
a fucking-
excuse.
I was a fucking asshole at 22.
Yeah, I don't think we should hold it to him today.
Yeah, he's what, 40 something, 45 with kids? Like,
Yeah.
are we really like discussing, are we really like chopping this guy down? Like, I don't know. I felt like the book was like a lot of like whining a little bit about it, and not so much like tea, if that makes sense. Like, it was like very like,
I think the biggest tea part that I saw,
like there was
come out of it
nothing, there was nothing
the-
about it that I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. Like,
Well,
you know
I think
what
people
mean?
were shocked by the abortion part of it.
Yeah, that was really
That was
sad.
the
didn't
biggest
surprise
tea that
me.
I saw.
So the book is obviously, we're supposed to believe that it's written by Britney. It's not. It's written by a ghostwriter. It's very well written, in my opinion. I think the
Michelle
open,
Williams narrated it.
great audio.
Oh my
book.
God,
Great
Michelle
audiobook.
Williams killed it.
So it opens with her being a kid. It literally does go through her entire life story.
Very sad childhood. Very
I
sad.
actually like. I did tear. I mean, I listened to this book in 3 hours. It's a 3 hour long
She is
book.
a victim.
Yeah.
Like, it is like, I'm not saying that, but it was very like, woe is me victim.
I learned a lot though about like her family, and she talks about like her grandparents and then her father was abused, and I think that also has a lot. She was
He's a
talking
piece
Oh.
about,
of shit. Jamie Spears is a piece of shit.
but she was talking about how he played basketball. He was really good at basketball, right? And his father would have him out there after practice, like shooting hoops all night long. And like, I know people that
like
have
that, yeah.
dealt with that with their parents, and it's like really fucking hard. And it's like, is that parent just living vicariously through their child and being like, you need to be a fucking superstar because I
like,
wasn't?
So that's generational trauma. And like, as much as I feel bad for Britney, and I feel for her, everyone has shit that you
Yeah.
take on from each generation. And it's like,
Yeah, but we weren't forced into
no, not all, but not all of us have fucking unlimited amounts of money. So,
well, they didn't either. Like,
well,
think
no,
about
like
it.
now, like
Yeah.
I have generational trauma. I don't have fucking $100 million in my bank account.
Right, but I'm saying when she was a kid, she liked performing. So she went to
Yeah.
the Mickey Mouse Club, enjoyed it, and then also had this side of her that was like, I still want to be a teenager. I still want to like smoke pot with my friends and like hang out. And I thought that was an interesting like dynamic where it was like, do I want to go into the light or do I not? And then all of a sudden, she
Jesus.
makes money for the first time, and it's like, you don't have a fucking choice anymore.
Yeah.
She was every single like teenage guy's wet dream
Yeah.
for 10 years.
Yeah.
For 10 years. I remember my cousins had her fucking dirty posters up on
I
their
had a
wall.
poster of Britney Spears on
I
my
had
wall.
everything.
I'm
Yeah.
a slave for you.
Her
Britney
and Nelly.
Spears was like
Yeah.
Slavery was one of my favorite videos
I think
of all
every
time.
man in America jerked off to her.
And every
Once.
girl wanted to fucking be her.
Yeah.
And every girl wanted to be her.
Not every girl, obviously. But I just feel like, yeah, so she dealt with all of this stuff. And then we get into her story as she's getting older. She starts dating Justin, when she's like, they're like 19, 20. And they live together, which I didn't know. Like, there's some stuff in here that I had no idea.
Because why would we?
And then
It's none of our business at the time.
what you were talking about was she found out that they were pregnant and she went to Justin and Justin.
She wanted to keep it. He didn't.
Yeah, but
Which, obviously.
No, but the thing that I think was the most traumatic was that he didn't want to go to any doctors. He wanted to take care of it themselves, be in this bathroom.
Or so she says.
Exactly. Like, we don't know.
We don't know the other side
How
of the
does
story.
this guy know all this?
She talked to him.
I thought
Apparently.
she didn't.
I think it was like through somebody else, or she like wrote notes about it. Like
It's
it's
so
not.
bizarre.
I
There
find
was
that
no-
weird.
there
I
was
find
no
it weird that a
meeting.
ghostwriter would write a book without speaking to the person they're talking
I
about.
do too, but that's
Unless it was under the conservatorship.
yeah.
But even then, why? Because then it makes them all look like a bad. I don't know. It's weird. These conspiracies are weird now.
Yeah.
Maybe I will put the hat back on.
Oh, tinfoil hats coming
Yeah,
back up.
I thought it was interesting hearing about her childhood and how all of these actors that we know now, all of these performers and singers and actors, we're all together in this like
Bubble. Yes, the Mickey
Natalie
Mouse Club.
Portman.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a lot
Ryan
of them.
Gosling,
Yep.
Justin Christina, like they all grew up together. And I remember when we were young, the whole Christina versus Britney thing and
Oh,
how
yeah.
they both
That was the craziest rivalry.
Yeah, but it came out of us, not them.
Yeah.
Really. It was like they loved each other really from what I think, right?
Yeah.
From my perspective here. And just hearing like, oh yeah, when Natalie Portman was with me in this and I'm like, Natalie Portman, how is she in this story?
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was very wild and I
I
wonder
knew-
if that
I-
continues today.
Yeah.
I knew this. I watched so many fucking behind the musics when I was like younger, like
Yeah.
on VH1.
Yeah.
I knew a lot. A lot of what was discussed, I already knew. Like
Interesting.
those
I
types of
didn't.
things because I had already watched it on like a documentary or.
Well, I didn't know she was interested in Broadway, and she gave up. I wonder what would have happened. She questions that too. Like if she took that Broadway opportunity that came her way instead of going into
I don't
singing.
think she has a good enough voice for that.
Oh
no,
no,
I don't think it was Broadway. I think
no. There was a play that she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cast for. I forget what play it was.
I thought it was crazy that she was about to be cast in
Oh, the other movie.
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. But then
So
there was a.
that's another thing is like there's a lot of talk about how a lot of her music is like other people sing on her tracks to
Yeah.
help like support her. Same with J-Lo. Like there's a lot of artists like Ashanti sings on like almost all of J-Lo's tracks and like
What was
or-
that?
But basically like there's I mean she doesn't talk about that.
She
but,
did
like,
though. She mentioned she was like my voice was I realized a lower register or whatever was more
Yeah.
like she mentioned it in passing.
Yeah. So I think like leading up, so the book really builds to when things start to get really bad.
Yeah.
And I thought it was
2007.
Yeah. Do you guys remember where you were? I can
No.
tell you exactly
No.
where I was when she shaved her head. I can
Nope.
tell you exactly where I was.
Cannot.
I was at Alan's house, sitting on his couch. His mom was right here. All of our friends were there. We were playing some game. And she was like, guys, look. And it was on the news, like live.
Yeah, it was
And we all
wild.
watched her shave her head. And I just remember being like, this is crazy.
It
Oh
was
my God, what is
insane.
happening?
I
And like,
remember
but I didn't care. Like, I didn't like care about Britney at that point in my life. You know, you moved on, you're older. And I was just like, oh, damn, that's really fucking sad. I remember like feeling really sad about it. And nobody else, like the people that were filming her, like,
I remember watching it and being like, yeah, that makes sense.
really?
Like I just like of course the pressure's too much. Like of
Yeah.
course like you're the number one. But again, this book
But it wasn't
did not,
really the pressure. It was Kevin Federline not letting him
Yeah,
let
it
her
was
see her
K-Fed.
kids.
well, no, but it was an accumulation of years
Well,
and
yeah.
years of being in the
Sure.
limelight and like
Sure. Yeah.
mental illness.
Jonathan
I've
and
always
Kevin
thought
and
this.
Kevin and-
I don't like paparazzi in the slightest.
Well, so what
Scum.
wasn't discussed in this book that like I've seen in other Britney documentaries and other like behind the musics and like stuff like that. Britney and the paparazzi had a kind of like Paris Hilton talks about this too. Like you want to kind of be in the headlines, so you have like a
they
relationship
all have
with
a relationship.
paparazzi.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a give and take.
But it's the ones that are respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
there
The
are
ones
some-
that are wild are the ones I have a problem with.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you feed the beast. You know what I mean? It's the give and
I don't know.
take.
I think that was a different
I think
beast.
there's a line.
Yeah.
She
But
was
there are
literally
some celebs that don't have this problem.
But if I'm sobbing in a car and like my life is falling apart around me and somebody's trying to fucking like ask me questions and take pictures of it, I'm gonna have an issue.
They took advantage of her letting them in.
I don't
know
know
what I
that
mean?
she was one of the people though that let them in, because from the beginning, like I didn't get that vibe at all.
I feel like
That's just what I've seen in documentaries.
I feel like all celebrities have to have that like you're saying a line
Like level-headedness too.
of level with the paparazzi, because I know that's part
I
of the
think it
job.
has to be a
right?
It's like it has to be a hard line. It has to be
you
a
can't
hard
be,
boundary.
but then you're
can't.
disrespectful, and then you're considered a bitch for being out there
doesn't
and being
matter.
like.
You have to do
I
it.
think it matters.
I don't think you can set a line. They don't care,
They
dude.
do.
No,
They-
the
no, they
paparazzi do not give a
No,
fuck.
they
No, they don't. But like, there are some celebrities you never see pictures of. There are some
now
celebrities
it's
that
dead.
like.
now it's
now Instagram's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
now
but
they
there are
let
some
themselves do how
celebs
they
that
want.
do not have.
back
any.
then though, it was like, I mean, you would find like the picture of Justin Bieber, like literally minding his own business, naked in a pool, has no idea that paparazzi's around him and they're snapping pictures of him. Like that's so disrespectful and weird.
I would love to hear more about him.
Oh.
No, not this
I thought that was
pictures.
going a different way.
No. I meant a documentary about him because to me, him and Britney are like
close.
on that same warpath.
Yeah.
Of like,
But he was able to, because I think he had a better family. I think he had
yes, he had a stronger family. The stuff with Jamie Lynn is crazy though.
Oh,
like
yeah.
all of that, and like after this book was released, Britney, I think at one point it might have been in her like Instagram or somewhere, I don't, maybe she said in an interview, but she basically was like, I always love my sister, I love like her kids and her family, but like, you know, it's hard for me to like, you know, understand like how she still has a relationship with our parents and blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it's a very like complicated thing, and she's like, I hope that eventually we can repair it. But then like you see posts, like I don't know if you like followed any of like
Instagram,
the
yeah.
posts and stuff, but like
Nope.
Britney was like tearing her, like going into her, tearing
Yeah.
into it.
Well, I
And,
think it's
like,
because Jamie wrote that book.
and Jamie Lynn like wrote her story of
Yeah.
everything, and
Yep.
like there's two sides of everything, and it's like very complicated. And
I think also at the time too, Britney was coming
family
out of her
dynamics.
conservatorship. She was able to speak again. Like she was able to actually.
I can't tell if I hate or love or not love, hate or feel
Tolerate.
nothing about Kevin Federline.
Oh, I don't care about
I
him at
never
all.
cared about him.
No, but I'm saying like he like
'Cause I don't know.
taking the kids away.
I don't
and,
know
like,
why he did that.
Like,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like there's
Yeah.
so much of this story that like
we're never gonna
feels
get.
so incomplete
Yeah.
that it's so hard to have a like opinion about it.
It's hard to trust somebody who has been through what they've been through, and that sucks because she is a victim, and obviously you always want to like just believe a victim, and like, and I totally agree with that, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt, because when somebody's not in the right mental state, they could be interpreting things a lot different than
Yep,
what reality
exactly.
is.
Yep.
So it's hard to trust a source like
Especially
that.
if they were medicating
And
her.
even it's even harder. There's an extra layer because she didn't write this book. So you're sitting here and you're like, do I believe a story that somebody else's story, which might not make sense, was told to this person who told this person? So it's
Yeah.
like
It's a game of telephone.
You have to take it with a grain of salt. But overall, I think it was like a good read, and it reads
was
really
interesting, yeah.
fast.
I think I would recommend listening to
yeah,
it.
Michelle Williams did such a great job as an actress. Like she really brought life to all the different characters, quote unquote.
So
Yeah.
if
in
Britney is dead, my biggest thing is the wedding.
What about it?
Is like, how did they have that many people, celebs, like taking pictures? Like her most.
I don't know
recent
that I
wedding.
saw the wedding
I-
stuff.
yeah.
Was there footage and everything?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, then
like,
she has to be alive. She just solved the case.
yeah, but
When was
Or-
this?
yeah, she could have died after it. I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
Her husband's sus though, or her ex-husband, whatever.
They're not
I'm,
together anymore?
I'm the kind of person who I don't really follow celebrities like that.
Yeah, I don't either. The only reason I have is because like a
It's just
TikTok
like
will pop
the-
up. I deleted my TikTok, by the way.
Thank God.
But a TikTok will pop up and it'll just be like Britney Spears, and then they'll show all these videos, and you know, conspiracy theories are fucking exciting, right?
Yeah.
It gets all of us thinking.
Yeah,
and even if they're
yeah.
the dumbest ones, you kind of want to believe just because it's different, and it's like exciting to think that there's
But also,
people hiding things.
It's as people who work in TV, it's manipulation.
Oh, 1,000%.
The
Yeah,
music,
you're-
the
Yeah.
imagery, the certain track for the certain imagery, it all plays a role in how you perceive it and
Yep.
how you intake this information. And that's why I can't take these TikTokers, because like you're giving your perception, and I don't know if it's unbiased or not.
You know what I
Right.
think about? I don't know if you did this as like when you were in your college degree, but we always did a project in this one class every single time, and it was basically you take one genre and you make a movie trailer and you make it into another genre. So
Yep.
like somebody, for example,
that was my hobby.
You take The Office, which
Make it a
is
horror.
obviously funny, and you make it into a horror.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you do that? With specific
Music?
edits and
Yep.
music.
Yep.
I
The
used
same
to,
footage, the same dialogue, the same
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything, but you can
Lose the laugh
you
track.
can
It'll
literally
change everything.
manipulate things into a completely different genre based off of literally just edits
Yep.
and music.
Yep. In
So you
in
think
high
that's
school, I
not
saw it
happening
for
to
Pride
you?
and Prejudice. I'll show you afterwards.
Do you think that's not happening to you when
I
you're
mean,
watching videos on TikTok?
It's gonna
You're
get
out of your
worse
fucking
with
mind?
AI.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
people are using voices of different people.
Think
and
about the
putting that in.
do you see? Were you on North Sea TikTok at all with like the yo?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
That made it so much more terrifying because of the music.
Yeah.
The crazy ocean is like one thing, but like
the ocean's terrifying.
a creepy pirate jingle does not make it any better.
I agree.
Oh yeah, that super deep song. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
So-
I used to see it when I used to have TikTok. It was when the waves are super high. Those boats in the
Exactly.
deep sea.
Exactly.
Terrifying.
One thing that I have noted here is she mentioned that her drug of choice was Adderall.
Yeah. I thought of you.
I
I did.
the first
I'm
thing
not
I
kidding.
thought of, I was like, well, that's a lie, because you take Adderall, I don't know, for like 2 weeks and it levels you out. Like
Yeah, if you have ADD.
no, but it's like one of those drugs where like you build up a tolerance
Oh,
to
I got
no
you,
matter
got
who
got
you are.
Yeah.
So you're not
You
just
don't
like
think she was getting more?
you can only max out so high,
Yeah.
and you can only take so many before your fucking heart stops.
But also, do you think this was like all the time, or do you think like occasionally she would take Adderall to try to like get her through a performance or something?
no, she was saying her like party drug was Adderall.
Yeah, but she also said she didn't party much because she didn't feel like the only time she would really party, that was the whole book was like, I was a good kid, like I was a good person, I stayed in line, I did all these things.
I don't believe that your party drug was Adderall. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's possible. I
Maybe
know
they
people
told
that
her it
take
was
for
Adderall
fun.
and it
I do
wasn't.
too. I just don't believe that that's where you stop. is what I'm
Well,
trying to
you
say.
mean you think she's doing?
There's no way that she wasn't snorting coke. There's no fucking way.
I
There's
don't
like
know,
not
Erica. I
there's
don't
not
know.
even a like doubt in my mind. And that's
But
kind
that's the
of
thing. We
where
never saw like her partying. Like the only time we did was with Paris Hilton.
Yeah, she had pictures with Paris
And
and
she
Lindsay
talks about
and all of those.
That was like 2 times basically when she talked about it in the book.
Yeah. There were those instances and too, but like
They weren't that crazy.
I don't know. I don't
I
know how much I believe of like, because she's trying to set a different, like we're talking about manipulation. She's trying to set a different narrative. She's trying to say like, I wasn't this way that you guys think I was.
Right.
So like, there's no benefit in her telling the truth because that just adds to that narrative. Again, there's 3 sides to every story, and her side is not
It just sucks.
necessarily the truth.
It sucks because the other side is, like these people that definitely took advantage of her. And it's
Yeah.
but it's like, I don't know. I feel like both sides, it all just kind of sucks.
I just think I don't think we have one modicum of truth in this story.
I agree with that. It's kind of like another book that we're going to talk about in this batch of episodes.
None of this is true.
None of this is
by
true.
Lisa Jewell.
They kind of
it's
coincide.
exactly how I feel, where it's just like everything you think you know is only relative to other things that are also untrue.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know, man.
There's not much else to say about this book. I mean, it's
No,
literally
it's just-
a book about her life. It's a biography if you want to
It's a
pick
book
it
about
up.
her life coming out after the conservatorship.
And the whole thing is really leading up to, like, the last couple chapters are her breaking out of the conservative and, like, finding a judge that finally believes in her.
I was full on free Britney, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
I
same.
was full free Britney.
I think everybody was.
I don't think she should have had a conservatorship.
No, I agree with that.
I don't think that those are right. I could understand like a restriction on spending, but all the other stipulations, I don't know.
This dude's getting paid so much. How do you not put that together? That her father is getting all of this money, controlling everything, and he's like the worst fucking dude.
It's insane.
I don't know how you sit
I don't
before
think
a judge.
somebody who has a benefit in controlling your life
Exactly.
should. If we're gonna still have conservatorships,
Exactly.
that person should not be at the helm of
It
your
has to be
conservatorship.
someone
It should
super
be someone
unbiased.
so unrelated to you in
Yep.
some way. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense. What what is interesting, so like, let's say conservatorships are gone. The other part of that conservatorship was her posting on social media. That was
She
the
couldn't
other-
have a
that
phone.
was the other piece of that.
They wouldn't even let her have a phone. At
No, I
times.
know, but that was like the other piece of it was like being erratic, damaging her name, blah, 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 whatever. And this is interesting because it goes back into like some TikTok stars we saw spiral this past year, doing like posting like crazy manic videos. What's her face? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter. She went on a full like spiral manic episode, and she posted like all these crazy like
Gabby Hanna?
Yes, Gabby Hanna.
Oh, Gabby.
Hanna.
Yeah.
And she posted like super anti-Semitic stuff. And,
Yeah,
like,
she went down a
she
spiral.
went, like off, and
She's
everyone
gone now though.
Everyone in the comments were like, "How has TikTok not stepped in and fucking paused her account?"
Because they feed on it.
Yeah, they're making money.
But I'm saying, like, at what point does these social media accounts need to step in and be like, this person's having a mental episode, we need to like
yeah,
cut
but
them
then
off.
that
But then
opens
it's
a can of
regulating.
worms.
Yeah.
onto
Exactly.
regulation. But
And also, how do you determine somebody's having a mental breakdown or they're just
and why is a company or corporation in charge of that?
exactly?
should you be allowed to post 400 like
Sure.
things in 10 minutes?
It's freedom.
Yeah,
It's freedom of speech.
That's crazy.
I
don't
know.
Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
I don't know. I think there could be some restriction there.
I think TikTok should go away.
But then it's a whole like monitoring and like figuring. I don't know. I just think there's
Yeah,
like
there's-
you're opening a can of worms.
there's too
when
many
you do that.
avenues where this could go wrong.
Yeah. I think the
It
people
is,
in her
it's a slippery
life.
slope.
I think the people in her life needed to step in and do something about that because it's not TikTok's responsibility. It's like your parents at that point or a friend
Or someone
or
you trust.
Yeah.
literally
Someone
anybody
in your life.
I'm just saying that's the discussion that stuff.
Like
kind
if
of,
I saw you
opens.
doing that, Erica, I would be driving to your house tomorrow and
Oh,
doing
yeah.
everything in my power to help you.
1,000%.
And if
Take
it
my
didn't
phone
work,
away.
I would still do what I can to help you.
Yeah.
Like I would
We've
die
seen
trying to help
we've
you.
actually seen a couple of these on a smaller scale. Like there was a couple of like authors that did it and
Yeah.
like that were clearly having delusional episodes that were like
Yeah, it's fucking
posting-
sad,
it's
man.
so sad, and it's crazy to like just watch it.
You gotta
unfold.
fucking check on your friends, man. Check on your friends. Be there for your people. Like we all need a support group, and I think that this book really shows that
Yeah.
you have to trust the people that are around you, and not trust the people that are gonna take advantage of you. Like you have to like figure out like family isn't always
And that's
your
so
best option.
hard.
It's sad as fuck.
It's so hard.
It's so
It
sad.
makes me so sad for Britney.
You got to surround
She
yourself with
deserved
good people.
better.
I know. It's sad. And I mean, she couldn't. She was a kid. Like, she was completely taken advantage of as a kid. And that sucks. And I wish that she could have lived a better life. And that's
I
kinda,
hope she's living one now.
I hope so, too. I hope she's alive.
I don't know if she's alive.
I really hope she is. 'cause
I'm
I don't like this
50-50.
idea. I don't like this idea. of
How do you,
people
what do you
dead.
guys think? Like,
Yeah,
Like,
let us know.
genuinely?
Send us messages
Oh.
on Instagram.
yeah. Do we think she's
Um,
alive? Do we
or if
think
on
that
Discord.
she's hospitalized? Do we think that she's somewhere? Do we think she's still under a conservatorship that we don't know about? Like,
Different kind.
what's going on with Britney? That's
I
what
think
we
she
want to know.
still does have the conservatorship. I think it's
Yeah.
under a different person's.
Isn't her husband
jurisdiction.
now?
No.
I hope not.
Her husband, they're divorcing.
Are they?
divorced? Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I don't see. I don't. I
See,
don't
like, you
follow.
guys
Also,
don't know
another
everything.
question. Do you care?
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I care about her as a person, as a human, like another human being.
Yeah, like
But I'm not gonna sit here and look up like what did Britney do today? And
Right,
What is
right.
she wearing? And
She
why
does
is that
pop
knife
up on
video
my-
so weird? Like
she
I
pops up on my Instagram all the time, and actually, right
Mhm.
before we came down here, she was on my Instagram naked.
Did she? I thought she deleted it.
No, she just literally like 30 minutes ago. She was. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
Erica dropped her phone. This picture literally just popped up. She's naked on a beach, and
But she wanted that. She said she was so
but like,
She deleted.
and
her
then she'll just
Instagram.
post random ass shit that don't make any sense at all.
That's okay.
Wow. She.
People post a lot of random. What do you mean?
Oh, account is private.
What, Brittany?
Yeah.
I follow her.
I don't follow her on Books and Betches. That's why.
All right. Well, what was the name of the book?
The Woman in Me.
That's The Woman in Me by allegedly Britney Spears by some ghostwriter. Very quick. If you put it on 1.8 speed, you'll read it or you'll listen to it in 3 hours. Definitely listen to this book. Michelle Williams is amazing, like we
She did
said.
a great job.
You do hear Britney at the beginning of the book say a
For the
little
introduction.
something. But yeah, that's all. Is that it? Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
No. Have you seen this ice dome that somebody's been
Love the
building?
ice dome.
What is
All the comments
happening?
are so positive too. All right. Thank you so much.
For now.
Follow us on Books and Betches on Instagram, books_n_Betches, BETCHES.
BETCHS. Garrett gave us his pillows for Christmas.
Oh yeah, look, now you'll know. I don't even have to spell it anymore. Betch.
Betch.
If you're not watching, definitely go watch this one. We had our
On the
tinfoil hats.
YouTube.
On YouTube, just look up Books and Betches. And we love you all so much. Thanks. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Boy.